So since 2020, under Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry, Browns are 24-10 at home, including an 8-1 record in 2023. The 24-10 record surprises me, Scott. The 8-1, I knew because it was top of mind. 24-10, in the NFL, you have to win at home. You win at home and you split on the road is kind of how you end up as a playoff team. That's how you end up with 10 wins.
I think Stefanski's done a real good job at that. He's obviously embraced the dog pound in the stadium and all that. It helps when your roster's better. That helps you win home or away. But it's a great recipe for success. And, you know how the NFL, David, we focus every week if something's bad, that's all you can think about. So when you had those 2 years where you missed the playoffs, it felt like, oh my gosh, things are terrible. But they weren't as bad as they've been, right? So then those two that helped them bounce back to last year, they had the base in 2020. There's been a lot of really good things that the Browns have done, right? They only have the one playoff win, but I don't think that diminishes how stable they are right now. And, I think the reason for optimism moving forward, and that's, a lot of that is Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski.
All right, so this is how teams have fared in the AFC North since 2020. Again, we're taking it a step further. So the record in the division, in the AFC North, Steelers 16-8. Browns have the second best record in the division since 2020. That surprised me. 12-12. Ravens are 11-13. The Bengals are 9-15. Now Burrow has been banged up. Overall records: Ravens 42-25. Steelers 40-26-1. Browns 37-30, and you see the Bengals record. You also see the playoff record. Bengals getting it done in the playoffs. Browns with that one win. Steelers 0-3. But again, it just kind of further illustrates, if you can win games in the division, that's the first step towards winning it. Now, the Browns haven't won the division. You win the division, you get a home playoff game, then things in that playoff record start to change. But again, I was surprised that the Browns had the second best record in the division. And I was surprised the Steelers have the best record in the division.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I think the Bengals have had some issues versus Pittsburgh, and I think even against Baltimore they've had some issues. But yeah, I'm surprised 12-12. It's positive, and it's weird because you want to view the Browns just like any other franchise, but we've seen all the losing, right? I've witnessed all that up close and personal. So to have an above 500 record over a stretch strikes me as impressive. To be 500 in division, I get it that it's not. If you're talking only Super Bowls and division championships, that's not enough. And I understand that thinking. I also know the context of where they've come. So I think fans should appreciate that growth and that improvement. They still have somewhere to go. They haven't won the division, like you mentioned. I'm not sure they've ever gone 4-2 inside in the division. I know I look that up every year when they have a chance to do it. It feels like they always get stuck at 3-3. But if they could take one more step, right, and get there and win a division, that's when we know the tide would have really flipped.
Yeah, and again, we throw around the culture thing. Before you can get to a winning culture, you have to get where you're not getting your brains. They're at the point where they're not getting their brains beat in, I guess, is where we're at right now. Now can you take it to the next level?